Hello, Miss Alavi here. I hope you're all well. I'm really looking forward to seeing you all very soon, I hope. In the meantime, I've got a new book for you this week. It's called The Most Magnificent Thing, and it's a book by Ashley Spires. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't put it into a PowerPoint for you this week, but I'm going to have a go at reading it to you and showing you a few of the pictures. It's a really lovely book, and it looks at growth mindset, which is something we've talked about a little bit in class. Hope you all remember what that is. We'll talk about it at the end. This is a regular girl and her best friend in the whole wide world. They do all sorts of things together. They race, they eat, they explore, and they relax. Now, I don't know if you can see, but her best friend is actually her dog. She makes things. He unmakes them. One day, the girl has a wonderful idea. She's going to make the most magnificent thing. She knows in her mind just how it's going to look. She knows just how it will work. And all she has to do is make it. She makes things all the time, easy peasy. But first, she hires an assistant. And there she is, hiring her assistant, who is obviously her dog. Next, they gather all their supplies. They set up somewhere out of the way and they get to work. I don't know if you can see their supplies, but they've gone out, and I think, by the look of things, they've collected up a lot of old junk. The girl tinkers and she hammers and she measures, while her assistant pounces, growls and chews. When she's finished, she steps back to admire her work. She walks round one side and her assistant examines the other. It doesn't look right. Her assistant picks it up, gives it a good shake. Doesn't feel right. They're shocked to discover that this thing isn't magnificent. It isn't good. It isn't sort of even kind of okay. It's just all wrong. The girl tosses it aside, gives it another go. Now, there she is with her object, and they've both decided it's not right for them. So she's going to give it another go. She smooths, she wrenches, and she fiddles. Her assistant circles, tugs, and wags. When she's finished, she stands up and she takes a good long look at it. Her assistant gives it a nudge with his paw. The thing's still wrong. They decide to have another try. The girl saws and glues and adjusts. She stands, she examines and she stares. She twists, she tweaks and fastens. She fixes, she straightens, she studies. Now there she is, doing a bit of her work. Don't know if you can see that there. Trying to get it just right, making it really magnificent. She tries all different ways to make it look better. She makes it square, she makes it round. She gives it legs, she adds some antennae. She makes it fuzzy, she makes it long, she makes it short, she makes it rough, she makes it smooth, she makes it big, she makes it small. One even smells of stinky cheese, but none of them are magnificent. So I'll try and show you some pictures of all the different things that she makes and all her different prototypes. But none of them are quite right. None of them are magnificent. Her hard work attracts a few admirers. They don't understand. They can't see the magnificent thing that's in her mind. She gets mad. And there they are, all these admirers looking at her work. And there she is, looking rather angry. I wonder what happens next. She's angrier. The angrier she gets, the faster she works. She smashes things into pieces. She jams things together. She pummels little bits in. Her hands feel too big for her work. Her brain feels too small and too full of all not the right things. If only this thing would work. And there she is, with a black cloud over her head, completely frustrated and fed up. And all of a sudden, crunch! There she is. Don't know if you can see that, but she's jammed her finger in. She's so cross. The pain starts in her finger. It rushes to her brain and she explodes. It's not her finest moment. And there she is, having her little explosion. of anger and frustration. I'm no good at this. I'm going to quit, she says. Her assistant suggests a walk. It's not much help at first, but before long, she starts to feel a bit different. And bit by bit, the mad gets pushed right out of her head. So there she is at the beginning of the walk, looking thoroughly fed up. But by the end of the walk, she's looking much calmer and much happier. I wonder what she'll do next. As they stroll along, she comes across the first wrong thing that she's made. The bad feelings are about to start all over again. Then she notices something surprising. There are some parts of the wrong things that are actually quite right. The bolts on one, the shape of another, the wheel to seat ratio on the next. There are all sorts of bits and bobs of each one that she likes. By the time she reaches the end one in the trail, she finally knows how to make her thing magnificent. She gets to work. She works carefully and slowly, tinkering, hammering, twisting, fiddling, gluing, painting. Her assistant makes sure that there are no distractions. The afternoon fades into evening, and finally she finishes. She alerts her assistant, who by this stage has fallen asleep. I wonder at what it is that she's made. The pair take a good long look. It leans a little to the left, and it's a bit heavier than they expected, and the colour could use a little bit of work too, but it's just what they wanted. They climb aboard and they take it for a spin. They're not disappointed. It really is the most magnificent thing. So it's a sort of scooter and go-kart all in one, which is rather magnificent, I think. They can have lots of fun in that. So there you go, the most magnificent thing, all about not giving up, even when things are really tough, and using your growth mindset to turn something that's not very good into something that's rather magnificent. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.